Hi, Allison. All right, so you can go ahead and turn on me while we're getting started. So good morning, everybody. It's so great to be here. We're always excited when everybody joins us on Zoom still. It's a great way to be able to record the meeting. I know that our staff meetings at PMG Real Estate, our office manager, he records our meetings, which is really nice so that you can still watch it, share it, things like that. And I want to welcome, we have somebody new with us. We have Bob Faust. Is that how you pronounce it? Yes. So welcome, Bob.
Welcome, Bob.
How did you hear about our group?
So I have taken over Cindy Starsiak's position of Business Development Manager for Community Angels in the Central Valley.
You're the new Cindy.
I'm the new Cindy. I'm not as good looking, but I'm the new Cindy. And so she's she lives in San Ramon, so she was commuting out here for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But that position opened up, so she went back home and hired me. That was great.
Yes.
And so I big part of OACS, especially in the very beginning, my wife and I up in Stockton.
Yeah.
And so I saw the email. I'm like, these guys are building this out. I'll be happy to help.
Yay!
So,
Yay! I have a question for you real quick. Are you going to wear those beautiful angels at the walk?
funny to say that because others told me about that when my first training. And I said, well, that's all well and good. I dress up as Santa Claus and time, so I'm over myself that way. But if I wear wings, I better have a flaming sword. Right? Come on.
Oh.
Thank you. Welcome. All right. So just a reminder again of our mission and our vision of how we want to be serving our community here in Stanislaus County. Our mission is to proactively serve and educate each other in pursuit of synergistic solutions for seniors and their adult children. Our vision is to create a unified senior resource team to support each other and the senior community that we serve. And our values are integrity, synergy, service, and collaboration. Just a reminder to keep inviting to our Facebook page. I feel like we're kind of starting to pick up a little bit of steam on seeing some posts and some interactions going on there. So our updated Facebook count is up 15 members. So we went from 204 last month to 219. So before every meeting, when Amy sends out that email invite, just take a few minutes and hop on your Facebook, your Instagrams, and just send out some invites and keep growing our community. So our goal for the end of this year is 300. We really want to hit that mark of 300 members and just keep growing our presence. This morning, before we hop into our presenter, Maria, with Encompass Health, we just wanted to take a few minutes and kind of talk about our community-centric vision, what the vision is and how we can help grow that vision. So I'm going to allow Amy this morning to talk. She doesn't get to talk a lot. So we're going to let her kind of share that with everybody this morning.
Yeah, I just wanted to let all of you guys on Zoom and all of you here in the room know. One of the things is that there is OACS that's open Stockton. So people are always kind of wondering, like, how does this work versus what we've seen in the past? And really what we have in mind and what we're hoping to do with our group is to be much more community centric. Like, it's a great opportunity for us to be able to interface with each other, but we would like these meetings to start incorporating it and including general public so that they are here. So they're hearing these wonderful presentations and they know about what's going on. A lot of us know a lot about the senior community and about what services are available, but really it's our senior community, it's their adult children who are living here that need to know this. And so we've been actively inviting people each month. We go to the different mobile home parks and pass out flyers and let people know. And we've had a meeting where we had general public starting to attend, and then they got another spike in COVID and things slowed down again. So we're working. We know it's an uphill battle to be able to get the general public out again and to feel comfortable and safe, especially our senior community. We know that there's still a lot of concern for them. But that is our vision of what we would like to see. And we're hoping, like by next year that we have that opportunity to have, lots of people from the community that are coming. And so we want to keep inviting on a regular basis, like you with all of your clients that you're serving. Please invite them, let them know about the meetings, let them know that this is a way for them to interface and to learn a lot about different services that would be helpful for them. And also that idea that we hope to grow, and we love and appreciate Noble Hospice has been hosting us here in their community center, but we would love our conference room, love the opportunity to outgrow this place. And last month we basically were busting out the seams, right?
Yeah.
We were, and so we want to keep busting the seams this year to the point where we need a bigger facility that we're meeting at. And we do like that opportunity to be able to, I know other groups, they rotate where they're at physically each month, but we would like a central location so people always know where we are. So as we're inviting the general public, there's not confusion about where we are. You know, like we're consistently meeting on this fourth Thursday of the month, the same time every month and same location, so they can know, they can invite their friends, they can, you know, word can spread out and get them. So if you guys know of a great facility, we're looking probably about like 50 to 70. We're hoping is what we're going to be on track to having on a regular basis next year. Let us know. We'd love to have one that's kind of centrally located, you know, in the Stanislaus area so that we can get people. But that's our goal. That's what we're hoping for, and what we are hoping to achieve, you know, by the end of next year, to be able to have this be a very active, a great resource that people are going to spread the word on and let people know. If you have questions about anything, about, you know, facilities that are there, about hospice, if you want to know about tax services, if you want to know about legal or about home safety or any of these, you have real estate needs, you know, any of it, that you can come to this location, you can find out more. So that's our dream, and we'd love to have you guys help us.
Amy, can I throw something in there?
Go for it, Crystal.
So as you're talking, I'm thinking, oh gosh, you know, I really love our community center out here in Oakdale. And I'm thinking, what if I showed up there maybe quarterly and sat there and did the Zoom meeting for people that can't travel, that want to be a part of it at the senior center?
Right. Yeah. And definitely we can look in those options and see what we can do. We love to be able to keep the Zoom component as much as possible, but to also make it feel very comfortable in person. You know what I mean? We don't want to like have it not be enjoyable in person because we're like Zoom focused. Like it's finding that balance, right? Between the
that's kind of what I was encouraging, that there are some people that can't travel that far. So I was just thinking that might be an option to be a part of that, like quarterly.
Yeah, and we can even see if some of the service facilities would be willing to like put on their community centers or their like conference rooms, big TV.
Oh, great idea.
I like it, Chris. I do what you're thinking.
Thanks. Okay. Sorry.
Thank you, Crystal. So that's really what we want to kind of invite, is idea sharing, where we're all contributing to that vision. How do we get the word out to the general public? How do we make the community aware of our presence? That's one of the reasons that we created the service provider roster that we're going to start posting on Facebook once a month in conjunction with the announcement of our meeting, so that, you know, we can kind of communicate to the community we're a resource, right? And so, you know, when you think of maybe like a local church, or, you know, the Elks Lodge or the Masonic Lodge, like, you know that exists, you know that they meet, you know that they're a resource or what their mission is, right? You may not always attend, but you know about it. And I think that's really what our vision is to try to create that presence in the community where adult children and their seniors are, you know, attending either regularly or, like Crystal said, maybe once a quarter. But we're getting that community involvement. We're getting that general public knowledge and awareness of our group, because that really is the vision. Because there's plenty of networking groups where it's business to business, right? Like I know what you do and you know what I do. But the vision for our group really is to integrate ourselves into the community and really make them aware of not only our presence, but get their involvement. So I think that that's where social media can really help us out, is if we've got people on our social media that are in the general public and we're asking them to share and we're really promoting that. My hope is that we can get that involvement on social media. And then also we really want to be asking everybody at every meeting for idea sharing on how can we get the word out to the general public. So as an example of how Amy was sharing that, you know, we're placing flyers at mobile home parks and we're searching out like those 55 plus communities, trying to make them aware of our meetings. We would love to have you share your ideas with us as well. So I think what we'll probably do is we'll start maybe just having like maybe a little bowl or something at the, you know, our basket at the table. You can drop in an idea. If you just want to announce it, we'll always be kind of talking about this at the beginning of the meeting. And then for those of you on Zoom, you can just drop your idea into chat, right? Just leave it on the chat, be like, hey, this is, I think, a great idea that I'll be incorporating. So just want you to all be on the lookout for that service roster, services provided roster on Facebook, because I think that would be a great thing to be able to kind of push out on your social media as you're trying to announce and share about our group. Okay. Woohoo. Are we on LinkedIn?
No, not as Oaks. We are not. So that's a great idea.
Absolutely.
Great idea.
That's
Yes.
Facebook for business.
All right.
Yeah.
2 great ideas already.
They
It really, really is.
And are
Yeah.
you getting engagement from the social media page? I mean, for people who need help, like, in our age, but, like
Yeah.
yesterday I was sharing, just talking about Alzheimer's and Medicare, and so many people come to have help. Do you know anybody? And
Yeah.
I was so surprised to hear,
Yeah.
I'm not really surprised because I didn't even know, so.
Yeah.
But they are just so hopeless and
Yes.
just don't even know where to go. So my
Right.
question to you is, during the time, I don't know how long you've had the Facebook, but are you getting questions on there from people? Are
We're
they asking the
just
questions?
starting to, I feel like.
In
We're
the past like few
just-
months, we've had people catch, hey, I want to know about this or this.
Yeah,
And I've
we're
had
just
people
starting
reach
to
out.
get
Yeah,
Okay.
because, we started off with, 10 members and then 25, I mean,
It
that's
takes
like,
time.
Yes,
that's like,
yes.
0.00001% of the population. So it's like, I really feel like as that presence grows on
Yeah.
social media, that's going to help get the word out that we are a resource. And so if we can get that community involved in a, hey, if I visit this Facebook page, I can ask a question and I can get a resource. I think it's going to just, momentum is momentum, right?
Right,
The
right.
more momentum you
Yeah.
create.
I
it
just wonder if some people go there, for social media for how.
Oh, all the time. I mean, how many times do you hop on social media and
Yeah.
I'm looking for a good painter?
Right.
I'm looking for, who do I
We see all
call?
that,
We
right?
see all that.
But not like.
So I do think,
There's a lot of
I do
shame
think people.
Yeah, so I'm
about
just wondering-
this entire subject.
Yeah.
It's
Because
true.
it shouldn't happen to them. This is happening to dad. Dad shouldn't go like this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shame I've heard over the years.
Yeah,
And so it's difficult.
Or taboo. They don't want to
Very
talk
good.
about it. Like, oh, I don't
Yeah,
want to talk
that's-
about
well,
death. I don't want to talk about having issues. I don't want to talk about.
That's funny you mentioned, because I'm a financial advisor, have been for 15 years. And when my wife had a senior care back in 2007, I inadvertently became a specialist in long-term care planning. So in the insurance world, it used to be that talking about dying was the most difficult subject when you're in front of the client. Now that's the easiest thing to talk about, because everybody wants to die, because if they outlive their money, they're terrified of that.
Right.
Terrified of that. And so especially men, they get all John Wayne on me. And, I had a 55-year-old retired fire chief when I was in Manteca at Guarantee Bank. And he and his wife sitting there, and I said, well, Bill, you need some kind of coverage for this. You want to pay that bill with an insurance policy that acts like a discount.
yeah.
And he says, Bob, when that time comes, I'm going to walk off into them there hills and lie down and die like an Indian shaman. I said, well, good for you, Bill. I'm going to call that plan A. But in case you can't remember which way the hills are, I'm your plan B. And his wife's doing this.
Yeah,
There's a big psychology to
Sure.
the male approach to that. And
Sure.
I'm fully happy to share all that,
Sure.
my insights on that with you.
sure.
But there's a lot of shame and a lot of fear and a lot of, you don't want to open the letter from the IRS, right? You don't want to open it till you think that maybe you should, right? Everybody does that. And so this is the same kind of thing.
Right,
I've
Yep.
done.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to talk about
Right.
this, it's like we don't talk about Bruno from my 8-year-old twin.
Yeah,
that's right.
So we don't talk about mom.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Dad being weak. I mean, just-
Right, because we live in a society that is driven by youth,
Yeah.
right? Our society is driven by, let's stay young forever, let's
Mhm.
look young forever, right?
Mhm.
And so aging is something that we all face, right? We're all going to face aging. And I think that there's aging and then there's death, right? And I think they are somewhat separate because I think as you age, you're going to need some resources and some
Mhm.
assistance, but then ultimately you are going to need assistance as you enter into that phase of your life
Yep.
where now you're approaching death,
Yep.
right? What I would love to put out there is if there's anybody in our group, and I think we'll keep also asking this question, that would love to raise their hand and kind of become the person who manages the social media for the group, that really is every day posting content on our Facebook page, and then we'll get a LinkedIn page up and running. Because, you know, Amy does a fantastic job, but Amy also works full time for our team. So she doesn't have the time or the resources to dive in and kind of, you know, what we have found in business, and you all run businesses, and you know that there's always those what we call tipping points, where you're trying to take things to the next level. And I think that that's where we're really wanting to kind of push right now, is we want to take our group to the next level. And I think in order to do that, we really have to have somebody who's managing our social media content. You know, just like you have that person who's running your, you know, little monthly newsletter. If you've got a group that wants to put out a monthly newsletter, somebody has to take on that task. So if any, you know, nobody has to say something today or decide today, but oh, we've got somebody raising their hand, Jeannie. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we'll follow up with you, Jeannie.
Let's be honest, I'm on Facebook all day long anyways. That's all. Just saying. I'm helping my seniors, and then when I need a break, I'm on the Facebook, so I'm happy to help.
I love it. All right. So what we'll do is, just like every other organization, if somebody makes a commitment, we'll follow up with you, Jeannie, but we're looking for a 1-year commitment. And then every year, if you're like, hey, I just can't keep doing this, then we'll search out somebody who wants to make the next 1-year commitment. Okay. But that's exciting, because this way we can really start getting our content daily out there and really just keep promoting ourselves. So enough about that. Let's welcome Maria Reynosa from Encompass Health, who will be presenting to us today. Welcome. Yay, Maria. She's all
Sorry.
For Encompass Health Rehab Hospital.
Do you want to scoot a little forward just because of the air conditioning? I think it might be harder to hear
Yeah, I
you.
just want to make sure everybody can hear you.
Yeah, so if you're a
Kind
little
of yell.
Yeah. Just kidding.
And I am a rehab liaison. I service Doctors Medical Center here in Modesto. Encompass Health specializes in physical, occupational, and speech therapy. The stay with us is usually 7 to 14 days. And the therapy team works with patients there 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. Our ultimate goal is for every patient to return back home with their family. And we are now Joint Commission Stroke certified. Yeah. And we do have.
So what does that mean? I guess, what does being certified do for you, or what does that provide?
It pretty much, I'm Janet.
Oh, this is Janet.
I work with Maria at Encompass. It basically means that Joint Commission has recognized that our processes in place maximize stroke recovery. Our physicians, our pharmacy's been involved. It's been a 2-year process. It's not something that they just throw out all willy-nilly. It's very detailed, and they come, they survey, they on-site, the whole 9 yards. So between all of our disciplines and professions, we've now been accredited and recognized as a stroke facility.
So you guys are experts in that field, kind of an idea.
Exactly.
So if there's a stroke, we want to go to you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Because the more therapy they get and the sooner they get it, the higher their recovery rate, the muscle memory, all of that comes back so much quicker. They respond better than, you know, at a nursing home level that they might get a half hour, 45 minutes a week.
Got it.
They're not therapy driven anymore.
Right.
So.
Can I ask a quick question? I'm very glad to hear that. As a stroke victim myself, does that incorporate the speech therapy as well?
Absolutely. All three: physical, occupational, and speech therapy.
That's great.
Great. Thank you.
And we also have a community admission program. Janet runs that. So Janet,
Yeah.
wanna?
So the community admission program is community driven. As we are a hospital, not a nursing home, we don't need that 3 midnight stay to be able to get rehab. So family member can call a patient, say they went home from the hospital, going home, went home and went, oh my gosh, why did I do that? They don't have to go back to the hospital. Anybody can contact us. We can do an on-site evaluation, present it to our physician. If they agree that they're appropriate, then they're able to admit to our hospital for some rehab.
Is 100% of that covered by insurance or depends on the insurance?
Medicare, typically, not all insurances will cover an admission from the community. Medi-Cal will not. They don't recognize it, which is sad. That it's reality with Medi-Cal. A lot of the commercials, if we can paint the right picture and show them why they deserve to come to Encompass to, keep them out of the, further problems down the road. A lot of times they will authorize. Medicare is that recognizes our program and do cover it.
So
I'm sorry, is that 100% or is that?
It just depends on A and B, and then if they have a secondary, with the billing is done at a central billing organization. So it's kind of impossible to say, oh, you're covered at 100%. There it's
It varies.
right without running, that's all done up front to make sure that there's no glitches with the insurance before we even proceed with meeting. You'd be surprised the number of people, oh, it's Medicare. You get that information, you run the Medicare, they've signed over their Medicare and they're now alignment or they're all care group, and those are no straight out the get-go. And that we run into that a lot, especially when family members are reaching out. They have no idea that they've signed over their Medicare benefits. And then when you run it, it's like, oh, they what? It comes as a shock.
So is that like a private type of insurance that they sign over their right to Medicare too? And so the private person's kind of taking over, but limited is,
Absolutely.
oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
They manage their Medicare dollars, and the better they manage it as far as resources and what they will look at, consider, is bottom line for them.
Sure. So the less they pay out, the better off they are, basically.
And so we also take COVID recovering patients or COVID positive patients as long as they are asymptomatic. We have those. We take hip fractures, motor vehicle accidents, limb loss, cardiac patients.
And as far as age, it's 18 to 99. There's no, we have all age groups. Majority of them are, I would say 60 to 80, but we've had them as young as 17 from trauma still. So there's no age. And all of our rooms are private rooms and private bathrooms.
Nice.
So that is a huge deal to a lot of people.
A person, something like that.
Yep, absolutely.
Do you have only one facility in Modesto or?
There's one facility in Modesto. We actually have 150 hospitals across the US and Puerto Rico. So it's a very large corporation that has honed in on acute rehab. And I would say on average, every quarter, there's 2 to 3 opening across the country. So they know acute rehab. And we're also looking down the road to being Joint Commission certified with hip fractures, and there's other avenues that we can pursue in being certified with comorbidity, disease processes. So that'll become down the road.
I think that's pretty much it. How many rooms do you have?
It's built with 50 rooms. Right now, we are at 35. And that's we're our census is based on a 5-to-1 ratio for nursing, which is the same as the hospital, when you come to us. So we're staffed up for a census of 35.
And you guys specialize in
questions?
Parkinson's patients.
Oh, sorry, can you say that again?
They also specialize in Parkinson's patients as well.
Oh, yes.
I love Encompass. They really try hard. They do 3 hours of therapy a day, right? As opposed to 1.
Hold on, we're opening up the chat box so we can see what the questions are there on chat. There we go. Okay. Could Bob put his info in the chat?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Here, here's his card. Yeah,
Sure.
are there any questions that anyone online has for Encompass?
No?
I love them. Janet knows that.
What's that? I missed it.
Jeannie loves you.
Oh, thank you, Jeannie.
Awesome. All right. Any announcements? We'll start with Zoom first. Anybody have any announcements they want to share with the group? Allison?
Yes, sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Um, Hi, I'm with Community Hospice, and I just wanted to talk for just a minute about our golf tournament that we are hosting. It's going to be on Monday, September 19th, and it's at the Del Rio Country Club. I'm going to put the information in the chat box, but basically we have sponsorship opportunities. So if anyone's interested in that, they can have a booth set up at the golf course. And so I'll put that info if anybody has questions about that. Also, if you guys know any golfers or if you golf yourself, you can sign up and play golf. They do a fun dinner. It's just a great event. They have a raffle. They have all kinds of fun stuff. So I'll put the info in the chat box.
Wonderful. Thank you, Allison.
Thank you.
Crystal?
Hi, good morning again, everybody. So I am representing Alzheimer's Association. And as you all know, Cheryl has moved on to Arizona. She is now taking care of her mom. So I'm stepping up to the plate in the interim before they designate somebody from the Alzheimer's in our area. I just wanted to talk about the walk. Save the date, September 17th. It's going to be at Grasadia Park. That's the last I heard. And we are having an event tonight, and it's going to be at lovely Central Valley Pace. And I think Tanisha might even be here, or maybe she's online. That is going to start at 5:30, and it's a meet and greet. If you have anybody who would like to sign up, come on down. I will personally be there, sitting there on my computer, signing people up. We're going to have a brief presentation, and we'd love to see anybody who'd like to come out. And if you know anybody, send them my way.
Wonderful. Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any announcements to share with us? Just wave at us, Denise.
Hi, thank you. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much, Crystal and Tisha. We couldn't hear you, so hopefully you can get your microphone to work. There you go. What Crystal was talking about as far as the Watch Fund Alzheimer's, those funds that are raised for our community go towards all of our great programs and services. So that includes, and I want to mention this since Jeannie's going to be overseeing our Facebook page. I would raise my hand for Facebook, but I'm just not on. I'm more of a LinkedIn person. So sorry about that. Those programs and services include our helpline. So the Alzheimer's Association is available 24 hours, 7 days a week at our toll-free phone number. I'll put those details in the chat so that everyone has that information. So if you do run into a family who needs support and services, they can always call and talk to one of our clinical specialists every single day of the year, whatever the time of day. And then we do hold our monthly caregiver support group that meets in the afternoon. It is still virtual. which is good for a lot of folks and maybe not so for some. So, but we're just trying to be really responsible. And that meets the second Thursday of every month. We have a wonderful representative social worker support group facilitator from Kaiser. And so Juliet facilitates that support group for us. So second Thursday, and all of that again is on our website. So at alz.org. So thank you.
Thank you, Denise. Wonderful. Anybody else?
Hi, Amy, and Joyce, it's Julie. And I hope Laura it might still be on here. She was one of the unknown numbers, but I wanted to introduce her because she's now working and she's our senior move management specialist for One Simple Solution. And so if any of you need assistance with any of your clients to help them downsize and relocate into some of the communities, then please let us know, and we'll make sure Laura gets on this email for from here on out so she can join.
Perfect. Thank you so much for inviting her, and welcome, Laura.
Glad to have
you. Thank you.
All right.
There she is.
I don't have an announcement, but I'm still working from home at this time. So if you have any seniors that are needing placement, a Place for Mom has decided at this point in time, because of the uptick in COVID, because I go to so many hospitals and rehabs, I'm working from home. I do have a presentation at Sutter, I think August 26th. So I'll try and stop and see people after that, but they're trying to make sure that we're not going in one hospital, then going to the other. So that's what we're doing. So if you guys need me, I'm bored. Give me a call. I'm so used to being on the go all the time. Everybody knows me. They're used to me just zoom, and I'm I kind of get bored. So, so that's it.
Thank you, Edie. All right.
What about now? Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you now.
Yay. Good morning, everyone. I'm stepping in for Patty today. She had a presentation. So she asked that I come in and inform everyone of our open house that we're having Thursday, August 11th. It's from 8 to 9, and it will be here at our facility, 2401 East Orangeburg Avenue in Modesto. So everyone is encouraged to come out, come and take a look at our beautiful facility. Any questions you may have, we're here to answer them. So hope to see you guys on August the 11th at 8 a.m.
And if you guys emailed me those details, I will send them out to the group and get them up on the Facebook page. I'll help Jeannie help me with that.
wonderful. Thank you. All right. Any announcements here in the room? Anybody have anything they want to share with the group? All good? Okay. All right. So our next meeting will be, drum roll, August 22nd, here at 10 a.m. We're going to have Charmaine Dooley of Senior Care Alliance. She will be presenting to us. And then is this our only raffle item this morning? Do we have any other raffle items?
There's another raffle item.
Oh, yeah. Do our raffle. Wonderful. Ooh, that looks fun. Okay, want to let Bob do the honors?
I'm gonna win, so I better not. It's a thing.
That's okay. You can
All
enjoy
right.
your own. You're good.
Oh,
Joyce, you get a garden.
Joyce, look at you go. There you go, Joyce.
Oh, hey.
Suzanne, you win.
Thank you. Gardening for you. Okay, one more.
I never win.
Today's your lucky day.
And Jessica.
Jessica.
Got a little bottle of wine.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on Zoom.
Yes. Thank you, ladies. And thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
We're so grateful to have you guys. And thanks for putting all of your information in the chat so people will be able to see that. And we will email out, like I said, any flyers or information you have about your upcoming events, send them our way. We'll make sure they get up on Facebook, and we'll also email them out to everybody.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll see you in August.
Bye.
Bye.